Hello, Namaskar. This is your host Khushwant Patnani and your uh, course instructor for the day. Let us start off with a session. In today's session, we are having a quick test before we move officially to the chapter waves and do some discussions over there. Right. So let us start off with prayer and meditation. Like always, I request all of you to please join your hands, close your eyes with a broad smile on your face. Let us meditate. 3 counts and 3 deep breaths. Count 1. Breathe in and breathe out. Count 2. Breathe in and breathe out. Count 3. Breathe in once again. Slowly breathe out. Let this face smile continuously. Now, let us start with the prayer. Dear God, we are your children. Thank you for your favor, for your blessings. Thank you for your favor, your grace on my health, wealth, wisdom, career, finances, education. Thank you that with your grace I have cleared JE 2020, JE Mains, and JE Advanced 2020. I have cleared NEET 2020 in flying colors. Thank you that I have already got admission into the college of my dreams. Thank you for everything, God. Thank you for everything. Let the smile on the face stay. Slowly and steadily, you may open your eyes. All right. So we'll have the questions, right? Okay. So the first question for all of you, it goes, let me tell you that all of these questions are already from the topics which we have covered. So these will be very easy, right? And you all will be quickly able to answer it. So let's start. So this test is from some chapters in class 11th, right? Some chapters in class 11th. Not all, but some chapters, right? Let's start. So ठीक है. देखो. So first question which has been asked is, you have been given dv by dt. Write it down. dv by dt is equal to minus 4v plus 8, right? You are being given initially body is at rest. Initially body is at rest. Right? For a specific body, this equation is valid, right? And initially the body is at rest. What you need to find out? You need to find rate of change of acceleration. See what you're supposed to find? Rate of change of acceleration. Second, you need to find out what is terminal speed. Terminal is final. Terminal speed. Okay. Also, if something is not clear, that's okay. We're going to discuss it, right? Eventually. Next question. Next question gives you a graph. What kind of graph? It gives you a graph between two quantities. One, acceleration. Another one, displacement, right? So acceleration, we know unit is meter per second square, and for displacement it is meters. Now this point is 6, right? This point is 60, right? You're being told find out what is the velocity of this body, what is the velocity of this body at at displacement is equal to 10 meters, right? Now third question, you're being told that from the top of an inclined plane, from the top of an inclined plane, a hollow sphere is rolling down. Without slipping, right? So this is a pure rolling case. Pure rolling case. What is this? This is a hollow sphere, right? Such that this plane has an inclination, or this inclined plane has an inclination of 45 degrees, right? Then next question is that you have a hollow planet, a planet which has nothing inside it, a hollow planet, right? Now you have this as the center of the planet. Its radius is r. Its radius is r. This is a hollow shell. You can also call it a hollow shell, right? How much is the mass? Mass is capital M, right? Now, if an object is kept here on the surface, its weight is W. Its weight is W. Suppose we take this object to a height, to a height of 2r, to a height of 2r. What will be its new weight, right? In terms of W. Similarly, if I keep this weight inside this hollow shell over here at a distance r by 2, then what is its weight? W double dash. So we need to find out two things, W double dash and W dash, right? Okay. Now, next question. The question is, you have a ring. You have a ring. Now this question may not be known by all of you, but then let's see, right? This is a ring. This ring is allowed to oscillate about this point, about this point. So about this point, the ring is oscillating, right? You need to find out if radius of the ring is r, what will be the time period of oscillation. This is, I'll tell you something about it because we were in the end of the chapter oscillations, right? So I must tell you that this is called the case of a physical pendulum. Physical pendulum. Not all of you might be knowing about it, but that's okay. You can still learn, right? In this class, we'll discuss. Now, next one. You have one more question which says, you have a question from thermodynamics, right? You have a thermodynamic process. What kind of process? Cyclic process, right? Given. Okay. Right. Now, this is the kind of process, right? Then you have this as pressure, this as volume. Okay. Here, pressure is 300. Here it's 600 SI units, right? Everything is an SI unit. Here, volume is 4. Here it's 7, right? You need to find out what is the net work done by the system, right? You need to also find out what is the change in internal energy during this cycle, and what is the heat given to the system. Okay, how much time would you need? 15 minutes? Okay, get going, right? 15 minutes with you until 4. Okay, so it's 4:20 around, right? Let's take time till 4:35 and let's solve these questions, right? It's a practice class, moreover, where you are being also tested, right? So, yes, class, get going. Of course, it's an open book test. You can take the help of your notes. Yes, class, get going. So, we'll discuss the questions. Here we go. So, now we're doing a test discussion, okay? Now, the first question. So, one of you help me out. So, Atul, we'll start with you, or let's start this time while with Karuna. Okay, Karuna, tell me one thing. That what is given in the question and what are we supposed to find out? First, read out the given things. Yes.
So we are given dv by dt is
Mm-hmm.
equal to minus 4v plus 8.
Okay. What is this basically? This is a differential equation, right? Which is given in terms of v and t. Correct, Karuna?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What else? Is any condition given in the question?
Yes, sir. Initial speed is it's at rest, so u is equal to 0.
Okay. So at t is equal to 0, velocity is 0. Okay. What else? What do we need?
So we have
Yes.
we have to find rate of change of acceleration and final velocity.
Can I write rate of change of acceleration as dA by dt, Karuna?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay. What else is being asked? Terminal speed, right? Terminal speed.
Yeah. V.
Generally, I'll tell you all what is terminal speed. See here, everyone. What is this, Karuna? dV by dt is
A.
acceleration.
Acceleration.
When acceleration is equal to 8 minus 4v, what does this mean? It means that as velocity is increasing or as the speed of the particle is increasing, acceleration will decrease, right?
Decrease.
So
Yes, sir.
at some point, when decreasing, finally, the value of acceleration becomes zero. Mark my words, when acceleration becomes zero, right? Finally, when it decreases to zero, that speed is called as terminal speed. That speed is called as terminal speed. It is also represented by Vt, right? Now, let's have a solution of the same. Okay. So, part number 1. How can we find dA by dt from this equation? Yes. Any idea, Karuna?
No, sir.
Can we find out velocity expression, some integration? Can we do some kind of
Yes.
integration in this question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do it. Tell me what to do.
dV by dt is equal to minus 4v plus 8. Yeah,
Already written. What next? We can bring similar variables together
together.
and then integrating
Both
both
sides.
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 Then applying
Limits.
at t is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0, we have velocity is 0. At t is equal to t, velocity is v. Right?
T.
Now,
Yeah, v.
integrate this expression. Tell me what you get. Remember this formula, Karuna, integration of dx upon ax plus b. How much is it? Log of ax plus b whole by
T.
a. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what will be the form like result here? Tell me. ln of
Log of a natural log of minus 4v plus 8 by
by
by minus
very
minus
good,
4.
very good. And here we'll have t, correct? Taken from 0
Yes, sir.
to t. And here we take this limits from 0 to v, right?
T.
Now, let us take minus 1 by 4 common and apply the limits. So first one, instead of v, we have to just substitute v. So 8 minus 4v whole minus log of 8 minus 4 into 0, right? Now, this is equal
Log
to
of 8.
t minus 0, correct, Karuna?
Yes, sir.
What does this become? It becomes minus 1 by 4 times of ln 8 minus 4v whole by 8, right? Because we know the formula. What's the formula that we know, Karuna? That log,
Log
yeah,
log of a minus log of b is equal to log of a by b.
very good. Log of a minus log of a minus log of b is equal to log of a by b. Okay. Now, after this, what do we know?
Uh,
Yes, tell me. What can we find out after this? Can we find out the value of b somehow? Let's see. Let's see if we can. So we can write log of 8 by 8. How much will it be? 1 minus b by 2,
log of 1.
right? and instead of log or natural logarithm, we can write log to the base e, right? This is equal to minus
Yes.
t, right? Okay. What
Yes.
next? What next? We can write here this as, do we know this formula? Karuna, tell me. Whenever we have log of a to the base b is equal to c, then we can write a to the power c is equal to, sorry, b to the power c is equal to a. Do we know this, Karuna? In logarithm,
Yes, sir.
here this can be raised to the power of c to give you what? A. Remember this, okay? Now, what can we write from this expression? E to the power, yeah, tell me, e to the power, tell us, e to the
E
power
power 1 minus v by 2.
is equal to e to the power minus 4t is equal to
Oh, 1 minus by 2.
1 minus v by 2. Are we clear?
V by.
Karuna? Pakka.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes.
Have a look
Yes, sir.
once and tell me once again if you're clear or not.
Yes, sir.
Pakka.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then tell me further. So we'll get, therefore,
V
1
is
minus
equal to.
power minus 4t, right? 1 minus e power minus 4t. We can take v by 2 on the other side. So v will be 2 times of under root of
1 minus.
1 minus e power minus 4t. Can we see this clearly, Karuna? Easy?
Yes, sir.
All that we are,
Yes, sir.
whenever you have such an equation and you want to reach till acceleration, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? Integration, right? Easy?
Yes, sir.
Now, once
Yes,
an
sir.
integration, what did we get? We have got velocity as a function in time. Now, from here can we get acceleration, Karuna?
Yes, sir.
How?
dv by dt.
Very good. dv by dt. Excellent. So let's do that. So we'll have from here a is equal to dv by dt. Right now, we already have v is equal to 2 times of 1 minus e power minus 4t. Therefore, dv by dt will be equal to 0 minus 2 times of minus 4 into e power minus 4t. Am I correct? Right? What have we applied
Yes, sir.
in rule? That if we have e power ax and we want to differentiate it, what do you get? Tell me.
E power x into e power x.
d
A
by
into e power ax.
e power ax is given as a into e power ax. Excellent, excellent. That on that same basis we have done this, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now what is this giving us? What is this giving us? What is dv by dt? A or acceleration? But
A.
were we supposed to find
Yes, sir.
out acceleration or we were supposed to find out something else? See what you're supposed to find out.
Rate of change of acceleration.
Rate of change of acceleration, right? So now we are onto one more step. So this is 8 into e power minus 4t. Now, how will we find out dA by dt? Simply differentiating it. Tell me,
Yes, sir.
what should you get? 8 into minus 4 into e power
8.
minus t. Correct? 4t.
Yes. Yes.
What does it give you? Minus 32 into e
Minus
power
20.
minus 4t. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now that we have got the first answer, right? Let us go for the second one, terminal velocity. Terminal velocity. So in order to find out terminal velocity, we can do two techniques. What does terminal word mean, Karuna? By word, if you want to see terminal velocity, what should it mean?
Final velocity.
Final velocity or velocity in the end, right? In the end of what? In the end of time. In the end of time. So
Right.
what is the maximum time that we know on a number line? Infinity or minus infinity?
Infinity.
Infinity, right? Time cannot be minus, right? So what is the
Yes.
expression for velocity that we have got? Just see and tell me.
So V is equal to T into
2 into.
1 minus e to the power minus. Yeah, 2 into.
All right. So we have this as the velocity. Now terminal velocity is value of velocity when the time is tending to infinity, or roughly you can take when time is equal to infinity, right? Okay. Substitute time is equal to infinity. Tell me what you get. Yeah. Dt is equal to 2 into
2 into
1
1 minus
1
e to the power minus.
power minus 4 into infinity, right? So this gives us 2 into 1 minus 1 by e power infinity, correct? Which is 2 into 1 minus
Yes.
1 by infinity, right? All right. What next?
Yes. Yes.
What does 1 by
1 minus 0.
0?
2 into
So your answer becomes 2 meter per
0, sir.
that is equal to terminal velocity. Easy, Karuna? Correct.
Yes. Yes,
And
sir.
one more way of doing it is, one more way of doing this is, this was technique number 1. What is technique number 2 of doing the same question? Tell me. Technique number 2.
So when acceleration tends to 0.
When acceleration tends to 0. We just saw here. See here, everyone. Terminal velocity. When did we say what is happening? Here, as speed is increasing, right? As speed is increasing, this entire 8 minus 4v will term will decrease. As it is decreasing, as the acceleration is decreasing, we can see that as the acceleration term is decreasing, we can see that at some point acceleration will tend to become 0. So we can write a is equal to 8 minus 4v. At some point acceleration should become 0. At that point the value of velocity will be called as, that time velocity of value will be called as terminal velocity, right? So let us do that. Let's substitute a as 0. So we get the answer 8 by 4 is equal to v, or v is equal to 2 meter per second. What is it, the same answer which we get here on the other side, Karuna?
Yes, sir.
Right? Matching?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay, one by
Yes, sir.
one. I think Mahila had sent the answer long before. Yes, Mahila, you are absolutely correct. Terminal velocity is 2 meter per second. So is the approach of calculating velocity from the given expression clear to all of you? Atul, is it clear, Atul?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mahila, how about you? Any query you want to ask Atul? Anything, Mahila, that you want to ask? Karuna, please ask. If there is anything that needs to be confirmed, yes, let me know. Full clear? All clear? Atul, Karuna, Mahila, is it clear? Pakka? Okay. Let's see the next question then. Okay. So tell me, how will we go for it? Yes. Atul, can you tell me how should we go for this question? Yes.
Uh, so in this question, we are given the graph for acceleration and displacement,
Uh-huh.
and then so the equation of the line should be a by 6 plus s by 60 equals to 1.
Just a second. I'll just draw the line once again over here. So we're doing next question where we have been given a graph between acceleration and displacement, right? So what do you think has to be calculated, Atul? What is written in the question?
We need to find the velocity of the body at displacement equals to 10.
Okay, so velocity of the body needs to be found out at what condition? At
Displacement.
of 10.
At displacement 10 meter.
Yeah. Tell me, how should we go? What should be the approach? First of
So
all,
the
how
equation, yes.
do you frame the approach? First, tell that to the class. Now we know the question. We need the approach. Yes. How should we approach this question?
Sir, we know that the equation of line intersecting two axes is x by
Okay.
a plus y by b equals to
Okay.
1.
Correct. Intercept form, right? So we'll form the
Yes,
intercept
sir.
form of equation, right? That will be a by 6 plus s by 60 is equal to 1. Correct?
60.
Now, okay. What
Yes, sir.
next? What next?
So the equation and is in terms of acceleration and displacement. So we will write a as v dv by dx.
Yes. So instead of s, Atul is replacing it by x for some time. Let us say displacement is represented by x, right? And we are saying that we know acceleration's another formula, which is v dv by dx. So let us write that here. A by 6 is equal to 1 minus x by 60, the same formula. Now we can write this as a is equal to 6 minus x by 10, correct? Instead of a, Atul is saying that we can substitute v dv by dx. Okay, what should be our next step?
Uh, we need
Yeah,
to find the velocity, so we will integrate it.
integrate. What are the steps that we have learned in class to integrate? Take the terms on same side, right? And then
Same,
integrate
same
both sides,
size. Yes,
correct? Okay, are we given with the
yes, sir.
limits, by the way, Atul? Are we given with the limits?
Limits, no, sir.
Hmm. Okay, so we'll assume that at s is equal to 0, velocity 0. Let us assume that. Okay, now what? Here we can substitute x is equal to 0, v is 0, right? X is equal to x, v is
Yes, sir.
v. Now, what can we write next question? Next part, tell me.
Now the its integration should be v square by 2.
Okay, so we have integrated and taken limits on both sides. Now, Atul is saying that this will be v square by 2. Okay, and on the other side,
And 6x minus x
mhm,
square by 20.
very good. Excellent. Excellent, Atul. So this will be 6x minus x square by 20. We'll go from 0 to x.
Limits 0 to x.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now, b square by 2, substituting the limits minus 0 square by 2 is equal to 6x minus x square by 20. And the other limit will be 0, right? So we have now
Yes, sir.
the two expressions given. So now what do we need to find out? At what value of displacement do we need to find out velocity, Atul? What value of displacement?
10,
10. Let's do it.
10
E
meters.
square by 2 is equal to 6 into 10, that is 60, minus 10 square, that is 100 upon 20. Correct?
120.
That is
Yes, sir.
giving us 40.
5.
Sorry, 5. That is giving us 5. So we have 55, right? And then we have v square is equal to 110, right? We
110.
have
Yes, sir.
v is equal to I
Under root
think
110.
under root of 110, correct? 11 into
Yes, sir.
10, right? Okay. Meter per. All right. So is the approach clear to you, Atul? First of all,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pakka. So,
Yes, sir.
Mahila, is the approach clear to you? Mahila,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Because I think the answer which you have sent is somewhere close, but not exactly matching, right? Is it the same answer that you got?
Yes, sir. I got root 10 only, sir. Now I got root 10.
Okay. You understood your mistake. Where did you go wrong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Great. Right. Karuna, is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, once we are done with this, let us go for next one. Mahila, can you help us with third question? Any idea how should we go for it? Yes, Mahila. Third question. I'm here to help. Don't worry. Yeah, tell me. Just check your acceleration chapter notes. See that have I given the acceleration for a rolling spherical or any circular cross-section body on an inclined plane. Do you know the formula for acceleration? This is basically formula.
Yes, sir.
Yes, tell us what is that
Sir,
expression?
it's G sine theta by 1 plus K squared by R squared.
Wow, very good, very good. So whenever a body is rolling down an inclined plane, if this angle is theta, right, the acceleration of its center of mass, the acceleration of its center of mass is given by G sine theta upon 1 plus K square by R square. What is K here, Mahila? What is K? Radius of gyration. K is radius of gyration, right?
Direction.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the value that is given to us in the question for theta? 45.
Sir, 45 degree.
Okay. What kind of spherical, what kind of body is it? Hollow sphere, cylinder, or anything else?
It's a hollow sphere, sir.
Do we know the value of K square by R square for a hollow sphere?
Sir, it's 2 by 3.
Very good. Excellent. It's 2 by 3. Excellent. So we will get ACM is equal to G sine. How much? 45? Okay, let's take it.
Yes, sir.
Plus 2 by 3. All right. Now, G sine 45, that is 1 by root 2, correct? And here in the denominator,
Yes,
you
sir.
have 5 by 3. And in the numerator, when you take it, this will become 3 by 5, right? So you'll have
Yes.
3 by 5 root 2 into G. Are we clear with the question and the approach?
Yes, sir.
Easy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and suppose G is given as 10 meter per second square. Then what should be the value? 3 into 5 into 2, right? Whole by 5 root 2, right?
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
sir, it should be 6 by root 2, sir.
Or it can also be written as 3 root 2, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, your answer is also correct, and we can also write it as 3 root 2.
Yes.
Meter per second square or meters per second? What is the unit of acceleration?
Sir, it's meter per second squared.
Very good. So we have acceleration of a ball, which is in the form of a hollow sphere rolling down an inclined plane. In this case, is given as 3 root 2 or 6 by root 2, as told by Mahila. Okay, good, excellent. Now let us take next one. So who will help me next in the turn? So yeah, Atul, tell me. I think we started from Karuna, no? First time. Yeah, I think Karuna should be the next one. Okay. Yes, Karuna. What is your point of view on the question number 4? First, tell the class what is given. Then we'll go for the next one. Yeah. What is given?
There's a hollow planet, sir.
Okay. A hollow planet in the form of a spherical shell. Okay. Yeah.
Very.
Okay.
The radius is given as R.
Its radius is given as R. All right.
Mass M, and
Okay.
there is an object on its surface.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. Yes. What?
And it's given a velocity, and it goes till height h.
It is given some velocity such that it goes to a height h. Okay. What will be the height? Height is something from the Earth's center, or height is from the surface generally?
Height is from the surface.
Oh, height is from the surface. Nice, nice. Let's see. Good. So Karuna is telling us that height is something which is measured from the surface. What is the weight given at the surface? W.
W.
Okay. What The
No,
weight
we are
that
given a relation H is equal to 2W. So we are given a relation, right?
H is equal to 2R. Okay.
Yeah.
So this H can be written as 2R. All right. What next? Tell me. Yeah. What should we do to find out the weight at this height? Yes. Any approach, any idea? In the chapter gravitation, had we okay, what is weight first of all, Karuna? Weight is product of
And
mass and acceleration due to
gravity.
gravity. Will mass change
Yes.
anytime if a body is lifted from one height to another?
No, sir.
So if the weight is changing, why should it change? It should change because of the change in acceleration due to
Acceleration. Gravity.
gravity. And what is happening here in the question? We are lifting this object. What are we doing? We are lifting this object from the ground to some height, right, Karuna?
Yes, sir.
Right? So what should happen? Its weight should change because of the change in
Acceleration.
very
Gravity.
good. So weight can change because the acceleration due to gravity is changing with height. Do we have a relation between G and H? Yes, Karuna. G is inversely proportional to
Proportional to
R
H.
square. Do
R
we know
square.
this?
Yeah.
Pakka.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we can write that G at a height H, right, whole by G at the surface is equal to, here we should have H square or H plus R square.
H plus R square.
Why H plus R square? Height here in the question. So height is height is 2R. Or so shouldn't we write H square here? No?
No, sir.
Why?
So because
Because
it's
because when
uh,
I'm writing this
distance
expression,
from
because when I'm writing this expression that G is inversely proportional to R, what do I mean? It means that whenever I'm measuring G, the it is inversely proportional to the distance of that point where G is measured, inversely proportional to the square of that distance, which is from the center of the earth or the planet to that point where G is being measured.
me.
So we will have, if this is point P, GP, right, it will be inversely proportional to 1 by R square, correct? Therefore, here, what is the distance of this point? Let's say this point is P again, right? Let's say this point is P. So we need to think that what is the distance of this point from the center of the earth, We need to think about it, right? Then we will get the answer. This one, right? So we will have H plus R whole square, right, in the denominator. Okay, tell me, what is the value of H?
H is 2R, so it will become 9R.
Okay,
9R square.
2R plus R is 3R, right? 3R whole square.
The whole.
So this is giving me R square by 9R square. R square get cancelled. So I have 1 by 9. So I have GH upon G is equal to 1 by 9, right? Now, tell me one thing, that if I have this expression of weight depending upon G, can I multiply M on both sides, M on numerator and denominator, right? What will this give me? Weight at a height H upon weight at the surface of the earth, mg, right, is equal to 1
Yes,
by 9, right? So what does this
yes,
yield, Karuna? What does this yield? That weight of the body at a height H is equal to 1 by 9 times the weight of the body at surface.
okay.
Are we correct with this?
Yes, sir.
Pakka?
Yes, sir.
Sure? Easy?
Yes, sir.
So, class, this is how we have linked. The height to G and G with weight. See here, special variety of question. Height to G, G with weight, right? Okay. If this question is clear to all of you, please raise your hand. Yes. If the question is clear to all of you, please raise your hand. Okay, so let me see. Okay. Very good. Very good. Right. If it's clear, let's take the next one. So we have, okay. Right. So we have now question number 5. Now, here is the test. Let's see if any one of you can crack this. Yep. So, Atul, any idea what a physical pendulum is?
No, sir.
Okay, no worries. See, anyone else, Mahila, Karuna, any idea what's a physical pendulum?
No, sir.
Okay, no worries. Mahila? So introducing you all, in case if it's not known, to a concept called physical pendulum. Write this down. This is a part of the chapter oscillations, right? Physical pendulum. So until now, we have read about a special kind, like simple pendulums, right? We have read about simple pendulum, right? With the bob at some length from the ceiling, right? And we have told that its time period of natural vibrations of frequencies T is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. This was a simple pendulum, right? This was a simple pendulum. But now we are seeing a physical pendulum. Physical pendulum is actually that body is not made for oscillation. But then if it starts oscillating, then what? Let's say we have this as the axis of rotation, right? Which is coming from inside the screen towards you, something like this, right? And here we have an object. We have an object which is rotating, about this axis. So I can draw this once again. Let's say this is how the object is. This is how the object, right? Now this object is mostly a kind of plane lamina. Let's say some plane lamina, right? Or any kind of object is now oscillating about it, right? So when I say oscillating about it, about this axis, right, left, or inside the plane, outside it, inside the plane, outside it, right? So this thing is called a physical pendulum. To give you a very practical example, let me show it to you, right? Now, yeah. A piece of paper, right? I'm making an axis. Have a look. I make an axis, right? Now, suppose I hold it using a this is the axis. See, this is the axis, and this is my pendulum. Now I oscillate it. See. See, it's hanging about this axis, right? It's hanging about this axis, and now I'm oscillating it. See here. See, this is the way. Oscillates with some frequency. See, I'm doing it again. It's actually flying off because of the fan. Again, right? Have a look. See, it oscillates, right? This funda is called as, so just a second, class. All right. So this funda is called as the principle of physical pendulum. So basically it is not a pendulum, but then I am using this thing as a pendulum. Is it clear, everyone? Karuna, Mahila, clear what is a physical pendulum? It is actually not a pendulum, but then I will make it behave as a pendulum. What is the time period given as? Suppose, have a look, right? See this here. At the center, I have drawn a short circle. Is it visible to all of you? This one, right? So this is the axis. This one is the axis. Here is the center of mass of this body. And this body is rotating about this axis or oscillating about this axis. See here, right? And let's say I call this distance between the axis of rotation, and the center of mass of this body. Let's say I call it D. I call it D. Have a look, right? I call it D. Now, what is simple pendulum? Not what is physical pendulum is very clear. See here. So I have a body, right? Here is its center of mass. The distance between the axis of rotation, and the center of mass will be called as D, right? Then the time period of a physical pendulum, is given as 2 pi under root I by M, which is mass of the body, G and D. Where what is D? You may write this as a note. D is distance between, where D is distance between center of mass and axis of rotation. Yeah. Is it clear? Is the funda clear, everyone? Now here we have a ring. In this case, we have a ring. Okay. Now this ring is oscillating about this point. Its radius is R, mass is M. Now can you all find out what is the time period of this physical pendulum? Try it out. You have 1 minute of time. Yes, try it out. Let me know if there is any issue. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Atul, tell me, how should we go about it? Yes. A lot of time for trying for all of you. Yeah. Tell me.
Oh, yes, sir. So the formula for time period is 2 pi under root I by mgd, and
Mm-hmm.
the moment of inertia formula is mr square.
So, listen, when it will, this is a very important thing, right? It is important that about which axis is the ring oscillating, right? So here, this is the ring, right? You are very correct when you say the moment of inertia for the ring about the central axis is mr square. But here the oscillation is not taking place about the center. The oscillation is taking place about the periphery. See here, if this is the ring, right? Let us be more apt, and first I'll draw in this. See here, this is the axis about which the oscillation should take place, right? See, I'll draw it vertically now. See, so the axis is actually coming out of the plane of the board from here. This is the axis, which is clinged at this point, and this is how about this axis this ring is oscillating. I'll tell you an example with an example. See this. I have a ring, okay? Now, if the ring has this pencil as its axis, see here, clearly visible axis at the center. This is called the geometrical axis. Any axis for any figure, right, which is symmetrical, right, which about which the entire figure or entire solid material is symmetrical, that axis is called as geometrical axis. So Atul, what you said, mr square is correct, but that is the axis about, or the moment of inertia about this central axis, correct? But this is how the ring has been suspended. See, this is how the ring has been suspended. Not about the central axis, but about an axis which passes touching its periphery, which passes touching its periphery. And see, this is how the ring is oscillating. See here. Just a minute, right? So this is how the oscillation is taking place this way. Am I clear, Atul?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
left and right. I'll hold it properly. Yeah, maybe this way. Now left and right. This and this. Left and right. Left and it's actually quite heavy. So I hope the point is clear to you, right? Left and right. This
Yes,
is
sir.
the axis
Yes.
about which the oscillation is taking place, and it's oscillating this way. Left, right, left, right, this way. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So can we find out the moment of inertia about this axis from the moment of inertia about this axis? This is ICM, because center of mass for the ring lies at its geometrical center, right? About this moment of inertia is known. How much is it? Which you just said. Repeat it again. Moment of inertia about the center is mr square.
mr
Right?
square.
Now we
Yes,
need to find out what is the moment of inertia about a parallel axis, about an axis which is parallel to it and passing from the periphery, from this edge, right? So this will be equal to ICM plus m times of distance between them square, right? So mr square.
Yes, sir. Yes.
ICM plus mr square, correct?
mr square.
So what is
Yes, sir.
ICM? Already mr square plus mr square will give you
2 mr square.
excellent. So this will be moment of inertia by parallel axis theorem about this axis is ICM. So this was ICM. So ICM plus mr square, right? And here is the radius r, right? Now we have the value of ICM as mr square. So we'll add mr square to mr square and get mr square and mr square get added to each other and we get 2mr square, right? So we have I value
Yes,
as
sir.
2mr square. What about D value here? What is the distance between the axis of rotation, that is this axis, and the center
Center
of,
of mass.
tell me the distance is
R.
R. Excellent. So here D is R. You know, some students actually mistaken this for diameter and they write 2R here. So please do not rote learn the formula. Just understand its meaning. It's very important to understand that D is nothing but D is the distance between the center of mass of the body and the axis of rotation. So here, this is the center of mass of the body and this is the axis of rotation, right? This is axis of, just a second. So this is center of mass of the body, while this one is axis of rotation. So we have the value given as, tell me what should be the value is 2 pi under root of 2 mr square
2 by under root.
whole by,
Yes, sir.
yes,
2 mr square by mgr.
mgr. Cancel the terms and you get it. P is equal to 2 pi under root of 2r by g. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Easy to find now. Clear?
Yes,
Get
sir.
such questions, will you be able to do it? Suppose I now replace this. Now, you see, in this itself, if we can solve one more question, class, everyone, let me see if you all can do it. Now I'm replacing this by, and now I'm replacing this by a disk. I'm replacing this by a disk. Everything else remains the same. Instead of ring, I bring a disk. Now tell me. Now, Mahila, can you try answering this question? Yes. Instead of ring, I have a disk which is oscillating about this axis, right? About this axis, like this. True and fro, this way. So after some time, it comes here. Again, after some time, it goes here. So it's oscillating like this. And you have been given the mass again is M, right? And radius is R. This is M. Sorry, radius is R and the mass is M, right? Now we have a disk. Now what should we do? Do we know the formula for physical pendulum? We need to find out time period. Yeah. Tell me the formula, Mahila. Yes, Mahila.
Sir, it's 2 pi root 1 upon mg, I upon mgd, sir.
Very good. So we have T is equal to 2 pi under root I by mgd. Excellent. Now tell me, do you know the moment of inertia about the center of mass, first of all, about this axis for a disk? It is given by mr square by 2. Given as mr square by 2. Okay. Now, calculate by parallel axis theorem what should be the moment of inertia about this axis, which I'm dotting with red. Yeah, tell me. Two axes are parallel, correct? So I is equal to ICM plus M into distance between them is R. So instead of small r, you will substitute mr square, right? Mahila, tell me one thing. Are you aware with this formula of parallel axis theorem? Are you comfortable
Yes,
using it? Sure. Let me know if not, because
Yes,
then
sir.
we'll cover it. In case you're not comfortable with the formula, we'll cover this up. No worries. Tell me.
Yes, sir. I'm comfortable, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Now, tell me, what does the answer come? Yeah. Quickly.
Sir, it's 3 mr squared by r.
2, right?
See, 2, sir. It's 3 mr squared by 2.
Very good. Very good. Now, substitute the values. You have 3 by 2 mr square upon m into g times of 2r, right? Mahila, am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pakka?
Yes, sir.
What
Yes,
is this d? What is
sir.
this d? What is this d? D is equal to?
Sir, d is the distance between the center of mass and axis of rotation.
Okay, check and tell me what is the distance between center of mass and axis of rotation? Yeah, how much is it equal to? Tell me. What is this D equal to?
Sir, it's equal to R, sir.
But what have I written?
Yes, sir. 2R, 2R.
So is the formula correct then? Substitution, is it correct?
No, sir.
Then, so we get the actual formula as, it should be equal to, tell me, instead of 2R, I should write here R, right?
R. Yes, sir.
So this will be R. M and M get cancelled. So we have T is equal to 2 pi under root of 3 by 2 R by G. Now are we clear, Mahila?
Yes, sir.
Pakka?
Yes, sir.
Very pakka?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So we have the value of time period is given by under root of 2 pi under root of 3 by 2 R by G. Is everyone clear with the approach now? Class, is everyone clear with the approach now for the how to do the questions related to physical pendulum? Everyone, right? All right. If yes, if until here, if all the questions are clear to you, please raise your hand, class. Last question, right, which covers a question from thermodynamics, right? So let's do this. First, you have to tell me one thing. I have taken a curve on the PV graph. First, one basic fact I want to know, if you know it or not, right? Let's say we have a clockwise cycle. We have a clockwise cyclic process. Let me draw the same cycle which is drawn in the question, okay? So this is a PV graph, right? This is a PV graph. And yes, Atul, you need to ask something. Tell me. Yeah.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So now have a look, class. Suppose this is PV graph and suppose I have a clockwise cycle. And in this case, I have an anti-clockwise cycle. See this here? This is an anti-clockwise cycle while this is a clockwise cycle. Will there be a difference in the sign of the work in both cases? Will there be a difference in the sign of the work? Positive, negative, anything? Does anybody know about it, class? Class, does anybody know about it? See, it's very simple, right? It's very simple. So, who will try? Atul, can you try this? Tell me. Let's first take this process, A to B. What is the work done in the process A to B on a PV graph? Tell me. Area under the curve or something else?
Yes,
Or the
sir.
slope? What is the area under the curve?
Curve.
Just for the process AB, I'm asking. Which area should it be? Tell me. This one, right?
Yes, sir.
Pakka?
The whole area, sir.
Which whole area? This one?
No, sir.
This one?
We will subtend the line from point A to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Atul is saying that the area under the curve from A to B will be this one. Okay. Now what about the area under the curve from B to C? Which area should
Only
it
the
be?
square part.
Okay. Okay. Should it be negative or positive when the volume is decreasing?
Negative.
So both of them get cancelled out, correct? So
Yes, sir.
when I'm calculating the total work, I write work under process AB plus work under process BC plus work under process CA, right? Now what about AB? You told area is triangle plus rectangle, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll write it with the same color. Maybe that is more convenient. So let's say I have made it with a triangle and rectangle, right? So this is rectangle and triangle, correct? plus. What about BC? He's telling me that area for BC is minus the area of rectangle. Okay, this rectangle and rectangle get cancelled out. What is remaining is area under the triangle. What about the area for the work done from C to A?
0.
Why? Why is it 0?
Because there is no area under A to C. It is a straight line.
And it is moreover what kind of process? Isochoric. What kind of process?
Isochoric. Yes, sir.
What is
Constant volume
isochoric?
isochoric.
Constant volume. Very good. So what remains is positive area under the work, positive area under the curve. This one,
Triangle.
right? This area. Correct. Now tell me what happens for second case. Do the same thing over here also. Tell me what happens. Okay. Yeah. Try it out. So yeah, try it out here. So here we have again same formula. Work. Let's say this is AB. This is C. Yeah. So first, what is happening? The process from A to B or B to A. Here we are going B to A to C, right? To B. Whereas in this case, we are going from A to B to C to A. Different, right? Order is changed. Now, tell me the first point, let us say it is equal to B. Okay. Or we'll maybe do it even in a better way. We'll start from A, go to C, then B, and then A again, right? Now, tell me, how will the formula look like? Yeah. Total work is equal to work done from A to C plus work done
A to C plus
C to B
C
plus
to B
work done from B to
work
A.
done
Correct?
from B to A.
Right.
Yes.
Now tell me what is the work done in the graph from A to C?
0.
0. Okay. What about work done from C to B? Positive or negative?
Positive, yes, sir. Positive.
This one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So area under the rectangle. Okay. What about the area under the curve from B to A? From B to A.
Negative of area under the rectangle and triangle
Very
part.
good. Very good. Excellent. So negative of rectangle area plus negative of triangle area. Correct? Okay. Now let us subtract rectangle because it gets cut out. What we are left with is minus of area under the rectangle, area under the triangle. Are we correct? Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
And here
Yes,
we
sir.
had plus of area under the triangle. Class, is this point clear to everyone? Is this point clear to you, Atul? First of all, tell me that
yes, sir.
here
Yes,
when we are here, what kind of process this was? Clockwise. What kind of process this was? Clockwise. And the graph was PV graph. Graph was PV. Here also graph was PV and the process was anti-clockwise. Process was anti-clockwise. So here in the anti-clockwise, we got work done as negative. Here we got work done as positive. Are we clear with this, Atul?
Yes, sir.
Super clear?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes no, they may want to check you. So instead of giving you a PV graph, they may end up giving you a VP graph, right? So things will reverse. There, if you have a clockwise process for a VP graph, if you have a clockwise process for a VP graph, there work done will be negative, right? And if you have anti-clockwise graph for a VP process, the work done will be positive. Are we clear with this, Atul? Just the reverse, right? So you just remember one thing and then accordingly substitute the other, right? So Mahila, is it clear? Is the funda clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Pakka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about you, Karuna? Is the process clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubts, any queries you want to ask, you want to address?
No, sir.
Okay. So after this, how should we go about, Atul? Tell me. Calculate the given parameters and tell me how should we get the answer. Yeah. We have PV graph. What all is given? One by one, tell me. Yeah.
We have PV graph and it is internal energy is zero. It is given that internal energy is zero.
We have A, B, C. Let's take this as A, B, C. Let's take this as A, B, and C. 300, 600, 7. Okay. This is here pressure values are 300 and 600 pascals, right? And volume value is in meter cube. It changes from 4 at C to 7 at B. I need to find out the change in internal energy during the cycle, right? Then I need to find out work done and also the heat given to the system. What kind of process is it? Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
It is anti-clockwise.
Okay. So what should be the net work done, by the way?
Negative.
In the anti-clockwise process, see the work done is negative. Okay. So we have, but it's very important to understand that this is a PV graph, right? It's a PV graph and the process is
Yes,
anti-clockwise.
sir.
Therefore, work is negative. So in a PV graph,
Mm.
when the cycle is anti-clockwise, we have work as negative, right? What else? Work will be negative. What should be the heat given to the system and the other two parameters? Tell me one by one. Yeah.
Uh, Heat given to the system.
One by one, let's crack from delta U. Yeah. For a cycle is given as, yeah. Tell me the formula.
Delta U, delta Q equals to delta U plus delta W.
First
Delta
of all,
U
tell
is
me what
zero
is
for a
delta U.
cyclic process.
Very sure. Are you sure about it? Pakka.
For a cyclic process, yes, sir. For a cyclic
Ah.
process, delta U.
Why? Why is it zero? Because remember, internal
Uh,
energy is a state function. Internal energy is a state function, right?
yes,
Whichever are the state functions, they directly depend upon the state variables. They depend upon the state variables. What are the state variables? Pressure, volume, and temperature. In our case, internal energy is just a function of temperature. So because the process is cyclic, therefore initial and final value is the same. Initial and final values are same. Therefore, for a
same.
cyclic process, change in the internal energy is taken as zero around the cycle. It is
Zero.
taken as zero. Total change. So this is basically total change in internal energy. Of course, there will be some change as we go from B to A, some change as we go from A to C, some change as we go from C to B, right? Okay. Yeah. Tell me what next? What next? So delta U. Okay, taken the answer. Excellent. Delta U for a cyclic process is equal to zero. What next? Yeah.
So delta Q will be equal to delta W.
So we'll take first law of thermodynamics. What does it say? It says that the heat supplied to the system changes to internal energy of the system. That is an internal energy plus work done, right? Plus
Work done by the
done,
system.
right? Now, in the process, delta U for the cycle is
Zero.
zero. Therefore, heat given to the system is equal to work done. Now, what is the work done for this question? Negative or positive?
Negative.
So, work is done by the system. We have taken work done by the system as positive. That means if the work is coming negative, what does this mean?
Uh,
Work is being done
we
on
are
the system,
applying.
right? Work is
Yes,
being
the
done
work is
on.
done on the system.
Clear? Pakka?
Yes,
So
sir.
class, I hope
Yes, sir.
this sign convention is clear to you all. For the sake of clearance, I am telling it again. Please remember after this, heat supplied to the system, changes to rise of internal energy of the system plus work done by the system. And in this first law, whatever terms are there, they are positive. That means heat supplied to the system always taken as positive. Rise in internal energy of the system always taken as positive. Work done by the system always taken as positive. So in this case, in our particular case, because the cycle is in a PV graph, the cycle is, see, the cycle is anti-clockwise. because the cycle is anti-clockwise, so the work done is equal to negative. That means, Atul, if the work done is negative, if the work is done is negative, work is being done by the system or on the system?
A work is done by the system.
Arre,
Oh
work
no,
done
sir.
by
The
the system is
work is
positive,
done
no?
on the system.
Work is done by the system is
Sir.
positive. So negative work means it is
Yes, sir.
being done on the system, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, so we have work done is negative, but what is the value of work done? Can we find it out, Atul?
Yes, sir. By uh,
Finding out
area under
the
the triangle.
area under the triangle. Very good.
Triangle.
So tell me, how do you find out this area? I'll shade it. This
Half into base into height.
do it, do it, do it. Tell me.
Half into.
We have
450 meter.
half into base, that is 7 minus 4, into height, that is 600 minus 300. What should be the unit, by the way? Tell me. For the work is joules. Work unit is
Joules. Yes,
joules.
sir.
Right.
Joules.
So we have 1 by 2 negative of 1 by 2 into 3 times of 300. Right. That is equal to minus 450 joules. Clear?
450 joules.
Akka?
Yes, sir.
Very sure about
Yes,
it?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, Karuna, is the question clear?
Yes, sir.
So if the work done is minus 40, minus 450, it means heat is also minus 450, right? From this equation, correct? Delta Q is equal to work, right? So this comes out to be minus 450. So what does this mean? Is the heat being given to the system, or system is releasing some heat? Tell me, Karuna. This is the convention. See here. See this. Remember this convention. I'll shade this out. You all have to remember this by heart, class. By heart. Just remember this by heart. Whatever is written here, remember this by heart. Super by heart, right? Yeah. What is written? Tell me. Whenever heat is
So,
given to the system, it should be positive. It should be, Karuna, positive. But for our case, the heat is coming as negative. It means the heat is released by the system or heat is given to the system.
released by the system.
Remember this now, okay? Sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Mahila, yeah, tell me. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Pakka?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think you were very close, but
Yes,
somewhere
sir.
with some mistake. No worries. Are you clear with where you went wrong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm
Would you like to
clear
tell me-
now.
Yeah, would you like to tell me what was the mistake that you were doing? I think you were very correct to some extent. Yeah. I think you have given that
Sir,
interval
I took
0. Yeah.
clockwise instead of anti-clockwise. sir.
So it is so important, C class, to have a look at the direction of the arrows. Very important. So Mahila, in your notes, and everyone in your notes, write down whenever given with a figure, whenever given with a PV graph, whenever given with a PV graph, mark directions properly. Take this down as a note. Take this down as a note, everyone, in your lecture notes. Mark directions properly. Written, Mahila?
Yes, sir.
Atul, is this question clear to you also? Full clear?
Sir, how we are taking internal energy, positive or negative, sir?
So whenever internal energy of the system is increasing, it is taken as positive. Whenever internal energy of the system is decreasing, it is taken as negative. So let's say when the temperature is increasing, system is said to have an increasing internal energy. When the temperature is decreasing, system is said to have decrease of internal energy.
Yes, sir.
Clear? So delta
And
U is,
so, in
yeah,
chemistry, and so in chemistry, the sign convention is
is
just opposite of
uh,
this. Why?
yes, 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 yes. That's how some different peeps in when you talk about physics and chemistry. So when you, I think you have this thermochemistry or something, right? Where you read about kinetics. I think name of the chapter is thermodynamics only there also, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh,
Thermodynamics.
yeah. So there and here, there is some difference. There is some difference, and this is the difference. So the difference can be learned in our case. That is why I'm telling you the short trick. That remember this first law expression. Remember this first law expression. In this first law expression, whatever quantity is placed wherever it is positive. It means if we write heat given to the system changes to internal energy and work done, we mean that heat is given to the system is positive, change in internal energy or rise in internal energy is taken as positive, and work done by the system is taken as positive. Clear?
Positive.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So for example, I want to explain this to you how I generally bring this topic in the first time for class 11. This is how I explain it. See here. So let's say we have a vessel. Okay. Now let's say we have some gas which is filled in the vessel, and we have a container, or we have a block which is closing this wall, and it is actually called a movable piston. This one is a movable piston, right? Let's say I supply some heat. Let's say I supply some heat from the water. Here we have some gas particles, right? Let's say this is an ideal gas or any kind of gas. What will happen, Atul? What will be your observation? I heat it from here. I give some heat to the system. What should happen to this piston? Will it raise? Will it come down? Or will it
Uh,
stay at its own place?
I think it will raise, sir.
Raise. Why? Because the gas particles will try to hit the walls everywhere with a higher pressure. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Because the volume of the gas will tend to increase, right? And therefore, what is happening? Therefore, what is happening? Here, as the system is heated, this entire piston tries to move up. So if the piston is moving up, there is definitely some amount of volume which it now occupies more, right? So how do we define work? Work is, if let's say all of this happens at a constant atmospheric pressure P external or P, let's say P naught, then how can I define the work? Work will be then equal to integral of P
P
dV,
naught delta V.
right? And
Uh,
since the pressure is
okay.
constant, it will come out of the integral. So we'll have this as P naught into delta V. Let's say initially this volume was V1, finally the volume is V2, correct? So
Yes,
we
sir.
will have from V1 to V2. So this can be written as P naught into V2 minus V1, or we can write this as P naught into delta V, right? Clear, Atul?
Yes, sir.
So what is happening
Yes, sir.
at a constant pressure, which is nothing but the atmospheric pressure, I am heating a vessel inside which a gas is filled, inside which let's say an ideal gas is filled, and above it there is a movable piston. So as soon as I heat the entire vessel, the gas particles tend to make the gas expand. And since the gas is expanding, there is some kind of positive work which is being done by the system. Some kind of positive work is done by the system. Why positive,
By the
Atul?
system.
Why positive? Because there is expansion,
Because
right?
the volume is increasing. Yes.
Because we have learned that volume increases, whenever volume is increasing, then the work done by the system is positive, right? So we have
Of,
work
uh,
done by the system is positive, and in this, because heat is being given to the system, therefore it is also positive. And since when all of this happens, definitely the temperature of the system should increase. Temperature of the system should
increase.
increase. Why? Do we know the ideal gas equation? Tell me, Atul.
PV equals to nRT.
PV is equal to nRT. So tell me what is happening in this expression. Pressure is constant, right or wrong?
Okay.
right?
Yes, sir. For
What
sure.
about volume? It is increasing, right? The volume is
Yes,
increasing.
sir.
So to make
Increasing.
sure the volume is increasing, what will happen to the only variable on the LHS? What is the only variable quantity on RHS? Temperature.
Temperature.
Okay, so since
Yes,
volume
sir.
is increasing on LHS, what should increase on RHS to compensate for the increase in volume?
Temperature.
Temperature, right? Therefore, there is a
Yes.
rise in temperature. And when the temperature is rising, what is rising along with it? Internal energy, right?
Internal.
Therefore, final internal energy will be greater than the initial internal energy, correct? Therefore, delta
Yes, sir.
U value, that is U final minus U initial value, will be greater than 0. That is delta U will be positive. Now, are we clear with this, Atul?
Yes, sir.
Pakka?
Yes, sir.
That in this equation, when I'm writing the first law of thermodynamics, the first law of thermodynamics, that the heat supplied to the system, right, changes to internal energy of the system and work done by the system. Now, are we clear? What do we mean by this? And why do we
Yes, sir.
take it as positive? Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right? Okay. Okay. So, all right. All right. Great. Excellent. Excellent. So, right, so I think we started from over here. We did different kind of questions. We did different kind of questions from thermodynamics to kinematics, right, to rotational to oscillation, right? And I hope the concepts are clear with everyone. So see what I have chosen a variety of questions, right? And then I have given you all such questions. So you all have to also make a habit, like every weekend or after every 4 days, take different questions from different chapters. Try to solve them. See if you're able to or if you're not able to. If you're not able to, ask them to me, right? If you're able to, it's very good, right? So this is how you have to practice. Mix your questions. Make your brain basically habitual. I'm saying make your brain habitual in tackling different kinds of questions at the same time. Am I clear, class? Right? Okay. So thank you everyone. Thanks a lot for being a part of the session. Thanks a lot. And right, I hope everything is clear. So class, if everything is clear at everybody's end, please let me know. Please raise your hand so that I'll get to know that your queries are clear. Yes, class. We have Atul, Karuna, Mahila. Okay, Mahila is clear. Karuna, Atul, is there something you want to ask? Okay. All right. No. All right then. Good class. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the session. I wanted to take this test from all of you because just wanted to make sure that you all are thorough. I'll not ask how many questions you could attempt, how many you could not attempt. Let it be a like evaluation of one's own preparation. If you could solve from this at least 4 questions, your preparation is good, right? I'll tell you once again. So this is what my point of view is, of course. So if you could solve at least 4 questions from these, or at least you knew how to solve them, right? Your preparation is good. If you have, let's say, if you have solved at least 3 questions, your preparation is average, right? And if you have been able to solve less than that, then some more effort needs to be put in, right? Some more efforts need to be put in. 2 or less, that means more efforts have to be put in. If at least 4 have been done, then good mark, right? And if 3 have been done, an average mark, right? So this is what my point of view is, right? So I'll keep taking such tests from all of you in one or the other practice class, and I'll keep checking if you all are working properly, if you have any queries or not, right? So thank you all. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.